Girl calls Lupita Nyong'o ugly? Tell me your thoughts down below.
I feel like y'all just be picking the darkest, ugliest black girl and giving her kudos.
We just be minding our own business. The call comes from outside our community, in our community, the same gender, not the same gender. Why is this a conversation? The thing is, an attack on one of us is an attack on all of us. I don't care what everybody says. I don't care what anyone says. It's like how many people are speaking out about black women always get like the short end of the stick, which is true. Go deeper into it. Dark-skinned women stay in people's mouths. What really gets me about this creator's post is that perpetuating the statement, black women, dark-skinned women, maybe specific, she was specific, are not allowed to look different and be pretty. This has been a conversation of like many black girls, dark-skinned women. We know that definitely biased in the community and all. The closer you are to the standard of beauty, the closer to, acceptance you are, all that crap, we know. However, it seems like black women and also dark-skinned women are not allowed to look different and be called beautiful or pretty. I always thought Lupita Nyong'o was gorgeous. Are you kidding me? She probably not even giving a fuck about what people are saying, because there's been many times where men, women have gone on podcasts talking about black women being like, oh, she's not even pretty. She looks like a dog. The call is coming from inside the house. I'm not too sure if this is rage bait. Let's allow dark-skinned women to just look how they look and look different. If they're not your cup of tea, it's a good thing you're not sleeping with them or dating them. Also, if you think this way, is what it is. Getting on here, taking your time to talk about how ugly someone is or how you think they're ugly, that's what fed your soul today. Get on here and talk about someone like that. A whole community of women, because like I said, an attack on one is an attack on everybody. Because the reality is, one person say I am gorgeous and beautiful to everybody. I'm everybody's type. Anybody can be humbled. So to walk around thinking you're excluded from ever being seen as ugly because whatever standard you think you have in your brain leaves you open to get humbled, for one. You're creating a space for ignorant people like that as well. Now be picky choosy and talking about who they consider ugly and pretty and whatever. And I'm just saying that everyone's allowed to have their own opinion, whatever. It is your responsibility when you get on a platform like this and you spread stuff like this to just not. Because the damage is actually not worth you having this 5 seconds of needing to explain this. I mean, I'll be saying colorism doesn't exist. Dark-skinned women, we be fighting for our lives. We be fighting for our lives so much. Battles we didn't even choose. This creator woke up and said, I'm going to say this about dark-skinned women. I expect people to respond well to it.
That super delusional girl that got on here and said Lupita Nyong'o is not pretty, she is 19. That girl is 19. I thought that girl was like 35, 40, 19. That is a hard 19. Hard back 19. God damn, sister. You need to... Amen.
I feel like y'all just be picking the darkest, ugliest black girl and giving her kudo points for being pretty. And I don't take back what I said. I feel like when it comes to black girls, y'all pick the ugliest woman who is dark skinned. And then y'all just want to be like, oh, she's pretty. No, there's dark skinned girls who are really pretty. And y'all gonna attack me and say I'm a bitch. I'm a fucking bitch. I'm racist, which I'm not. But it's just kind of like how y'all been shoving down people's necks with Lupita. And I'm not.
I'm going to stop you right there. I'm going to stop you right there. Because you about to say something, and it's probably going to piss me off. Because you brought up Lupita. But you know what? Go ahead.
I'm not saying she's but ugly. I'm not saying that. I just feel like I hate that when it comes to black girl beauty standards, y'all always pick the struggle. Y'all always pick the struggle black girl who can't even compete when it comes to statistics or standards.
Lupita Nyong'o. Lupita is now the struggle. Lupita. This can't be the Lupita that we talking about. This one right here, this Lupita. This one.
There's really beautiful black girls out there. No makeup, no filter, no nothing, bitch. Me, me. I'm not trying to be funny, but I'm 100% real.
Wrap this shit up.
So you telling me that girl that came on here looking like the Jamaican Applejack cinnamon stick that was on the cereal boxes with banana Laffy Tappies coming out her head is 19 years old? That girl is 19? Oh, that is a vigorous, that is a hefty, that is a violent 19. Somebody was whooping her ass. Somebody been fucking her up for 19 years. I swear to God. Bro, I see somebody said 19 human years. This should just show when y'all walk around being negative and hating all the time. It's gon' fucking show every single time.
I feel like y'all just be picking the darkest, ugliest black girl and giving her kudo points for being pretty. But like, it's just kind of like how y'all been shoving down people's necks with Lupita. I hate that when it comes to black girl beauty standards, y'all always pick the struggle. And as a black woman, I'm really offended. There's really beautiful black girls out there, no makeup. Me, oh me.
This is pure ignorance. This is ignorance at its best. First off, the message is trash. The messenger, I'm not gonna call the young lady trash because she's doing a good enough job depicting herself as exactly how she wants to. I know a lot of y'all don't like Wendy Williams, but Wendy Williams taught us all a valuable lesson. She taught us kitchen table talk. What kitchen table talk is when you talk about stuff in private and not allowed for everybody else to hear it. And the misguided young lady sitting up here, mind you, titties as long as a flight from here to Japan. And I'm not trying to call the young lady ugly, but you comparing yourself to Lupita, Black Panther Lupita. Lupita to me is what royalty looks like. She said that she should be the black girl beauty standard. Well, let me tell you something, eyebrows. You can be a beauty standard and they can still be beautiful to somebody. But that don't mean you're supposed to get online and put down your sisters to elevate yourself. With them big long titties.
There was this girl in here who said we hype up dark-skinned women who aren't attractive, and I completely disagree with the take, but I was like, I'm gonna watch the whole video first so I can leave like a very detailed hate comment, okay? Tell me why, you know, she's giving the take, whatever, and the woman she lists as an example is Lupita Nyong'o. Lupita fucking Nyong'o, bro. When I tell you my jaw was dropped, I was like, are you fucking serious? Are you fucking serious? Are you serious? Are you serious, bro?
Stop calling people ugly, especially on public platforms, because you will quickly find out if you are ugly. There was a young woman up here who called Lupita ugly and also made some really harsh criticisms towards dark-skinned women. And when I tell you I have not seen a day's rest since that video was posted, I literally cannot stop laughing at the comments. Stop calling people ugly. Never mind that it's a ugly characteristic trait. It's something ugly to do, especially if someone's not calling you ugly, especially unprovoked. It's weird. It's weird.
Why are we doing this? A black woman publicly criticizing Lupita Nyong'o's appearance. Another black woman with rich, deep melanin. Like she forgot who she's talking about. Like she forgot our history. Lupita is more than beautiful. She's iconic. She represents the features and the skin tone that were once excluded from beauty campaigns, fashion magazines, and leading film roles. And let's be honest, still are. So when a dark-skinned black woman rises, stands tall, and refuses to shrink herself to fit into Eurocentric molds, that's not just her win, it's our win. And yet here you are, tearing her down in front of the same audience that's always tried to make black women feel ugly, masculine, or less than. Do you not realize you're echoing their words? This isn't about disagreement. This is about responsibility. There is a difference between critique and cruelty, between opinion and internalized anti-blackness, especially when it's targeted at a woman whose very existence in Hollywood has shifted the standard. You don't have to love every dress or every red carpet look, but when your first instinct is to attack a deeply melanated black woman's face, body, beauty, ask yourself, Who taught you to do that? Our sisters with the deepest hues have carried the brunt of global anti-Blackness. From colonizers to casting directors to classmates, and yes, even our own people. So to see another Black woman add to that weight, it is absolutely heartbreaking. And it's infuriating. Lupita Nyong'o has been a mirror for so many dark-skinned Black girls to finally see themselves as powerful, elegant, worthy. And now she has to defend her beauty again, not from a white critic, not from a racist system, but from you? We need to do better, especially now when books are being banned, history is being erased, and policies are actively trying to strip us of our humanity. Now is not the time for public betrayals dressed up as just my opinion. Uplift her. Stand by her. Because when you tear down Lupita, you tear down every little Black girl who looks like her and is watching. And that's not just disrespectful, that's dangerous.
So you know the girl who said that Lupita Nyong'o is one of the ugly dark skins, and then she went on to elaborate that she didn't find Lupita to be sexy? I want to talk about this. And it made me realize that there's an expectation that Black women have to sexualize themselves in order to be seen as attractive. And it comes across in that girl's post and page, right? Like you can tell that how she feels sexually about herself is something that's very important for her, but also the expectation that the only kind of dark-skinned women you want to see are people who are considered very, very sexy. And I think for her, it's hard to imagine that Lupita is considered very sexy to a lot of people because she's not somebody who is actively sexualizing herself. And I'm not like saying this in a slut-shamey way at all, because I'm somebody who likes to show skin. But I think a lot of times there is an expectation that your worth, when you're a Black woman, your worth only comes from what you can do and what your body is giving. And I've even made a video talking about how there's like a hyperfixation on dark-skinned people's bodies and how you use your body and what you can do for someone versus your face. And Lupita is somebody who has a very, very pretty face. And I think the appeal to Lupita is that she looks like a universally Black girl, and that is attractive. We have been conditioned to think that that is naturally not gorgeous, but so many Black people, you can't deny her beauty. You just can't deny her beauty. And it's really a reminder that you don't have to have a body being super present for you to be seen as beautiful.
This is a message for the girl who said Lupita Nyong'o is not pretty and that not every dark-skinned girl is pretty. You have 24 hours to delete that video. 24 hours. And if you don't, I will send Azalea Banks, Nicki Minaj, Jojo Siwa, Wendy Williams, and Santana Lopez. And they will clock you so bad you will have no words left in your system. One warning. 24 hours.
Lupita Nyong'o isn't ugly. You just think that if you had that same presentation that you'd be ugly. And so really it's a projection. I ain't such a video because I think it's rage bait and I don't want to give it attention. But I think that there's something to be said about the comment section of that video. And I was just thinking about like gender presentation and gender identity the other day because of another video I saw. But I feel like there are some Black women who inherently view specific traits as masculine. And so they think that when people present with those specific traits that they're ugly. And you can tell that it's viewed as masculine because like the first insult that always comes up, especially in this woman's comment section who was talking about dark-skinned women and called Lupita mid, the first insult when you go on the comment sections is some form of transphobia, some cheeky way of saying that the original poster looks like a man. And I think it's interesting that the juxtaposition of the comparison made was like, why does Hollywood always make white women look like Barbies? And, you know, Black models or actresses have to be bald. First of all of them aren't bald. But even so, the ones who are bald or have short hair, they're still beautiful. So why do you inherently think that short hair is not feminine? I don't know. That's something to investigate. And then people are dropping pictures in the comments, and it's just a highlight reel of how featureism and texturism and colorism are so, like, I got some of y'all in a fucking chokehold, baby. The conversation has just always been interesting to me, and I think that cishet women need to deconstruct gender identity and gender presentation in our brains, because I'm including myself in that. And I feel like trans people be right when they say transphobia hurts all of us. Because the way they got transphobic in that lady comments was crazy. But it was predictable. And that's interesting.
It's always the women that are the furthest from being light-skinned that give really dark-skinned women a hard time about their skin color. Like, I really think that Nigerian girl that was talking about how Lupita Nyong'o is ugly and she's not a good example of dark-skinned beautiful, and how she can't compete against the beauty standard because of her features or something like that. It's like, that girl is, well, first of all, she's from Nigeria, which is a country that has a serious problem with bleaching. So she probably just assumes or just feels like dark-skinned women are just less attractive just in general across the board. She probably feels like because she's a little lighter skinned than Lupita, or women like Lupita, that just automatically makes her prettier, which is not the case. It's like, come on now, sis, you're not light skinned. You are a brown, dark brown woman. Also, you might be a little bit lighter, but you're still a dark brown woman. So to perpetuate this type of colorism is like, especially against Lupita, like, come on now, you should have known you was gonna get ate up. Like, Lupita has a huge fan base and she's gorgeous. So of course, sis, you really should have sat that one out. Like, it's looking real bad for you right now. I just feel like there's a lot of women who are on the borderline of dark skin that look down on really dark skinned women and feel like because they're slightly lighter that means that they're just automatically prettier. And I really just feel like that's just a sick colorist mentality to have. And it's like, but some of the most beautiful women I've ever seen are Lupita's color, who have a really, really dark brown skin. But this is a prime example of somebody being a little lighter and thinking that they're better because of their color.
Don't get me wrong, I understand that people have the right to have their own opinion, but I don't understand the fact of you coming on here making a whole video unprovoked saying that you think that Lupita Nyong'o is unattractive and not pretty at all. And if I'm going to be completely honest, for me, it's giving that you're just projecting your own insecurities onto her, because in that initial video, you didn't have any makeup on. And for me, you saw those comments and you decided to put a full face of makeup on and respond to those people. And you're trying to say that you're just giving them different angles. No, baby, you saw what you saw in those comments, felt some type of way, and decided to try to change it up. And if I'm going to be completely honest, this is just my opinion. I personally felt like she was already pretty. Like, don't get me wrong, she's not the baddest one out there. But that totally changed once I heard what came out of her mouth. And it's like, is it because you're going through your own issues with your ex-husband and all of this is just making you feel ugly inside, so you decide to pick on somebody who don't even know you for real? And then had the nerve to compare her to, I think, like a white woman. Like, are you okay?
So the woman who's talking about dark-skinned women and using Lupita Nyong'o as not being cute as a dark-skinned woman is literally rage baiting. She's using all of this newfound fame, newfound virality from that particular video to attract people to her music. If you look at her other videos, then she'll have videos responding to that particular video, and then she'll throw in her music, or even in those videos, she'll have her music as the audio. She's trying to push music. That's her whole thing. And you have to understand, you have to look past what people are saying and really look at the reason why they're saying it. She is marketing herself, right? When you think of celebrities, you think of rappers. When you think of female rappers, you think of black female rappers. You have to have a gimmick. A lot of times it's like, okay, we got to make sure your hair looks a little different. We got to make sure your makeup is different. We got to make sure your clothes are different. So people, when they look at you, they're like, oh, that's this rapper, right? Because it's very easy to get lost in the space and get lost in the sauce. So she is like, okay, what can I do? Let me go ahead and make some wild takes. This is how she wants to make a name for herself. In one of the most recent videos that she just posted, she told people, if y'all are going to comment about me and talk bad about me in comments, y'all should make videos, at least make money from it, right? Everything, again, comes back to the making money, which again comes back to promoting her music. On top of, she's using this viral moment to bring people to her page. She's also just a troll. She's in the comments saying, oh yeah, I'm 51, I'm turning 52 next week. That's a troll. I don't know her exact age. She's not 19. I believe she's somewhere in her late 20s, maybe early 30s. You're not too familiar how the internet game works. People will do anything for some clicks and views. That's why when that song came out, Do Anything for Clout, it's a real thing. People do anything for clout. Don't feed into it, okay? Because Queen Lupita, we already know, okay? We already know. We're here.
One thing about TikTok, baby, I know I'm gonna come on this app and I'm gonna laugh. I'm gonna laugh because I know I'm gonna come across a video that's just gonna be so diabolical that I'm gonna just have no other choice but to laugh. So the girl that came on this app talking about not all dark-skinned girls are pretty, that she think Lupita is not pretty or etc. whatever. It's just so funny to me because of who it's coming from. Now granted, listen, I'm all for everybody having their opinions, their beliefs, and etc. right? Yeah, you may feel like all dark-skinned girls are not pretty. I feel the same about white women. I feel the same about Asians. I feel the same about Indians, Hispanics. I'm Hispanic, I'm Afro-Latina, so I don't think all Spanish girls are pretty. I don't think all white women are pretty. I don't even think white women set the beauty standards, if I'm being honest. So for you to even have this conversation and you being a dark-skinned woman yourself is crazy. Because my thing is, like, you made the video thinking that you was the exception. All I could do is laugh. All I could do is laugh. I swear, y'all just speak just because y'all got a mouth, but y'all don't use it to its full purpose. Like, y'all just talk just to talk. And it's just like, y'all really come on this app and set yourselves up. You did all of this because in reality, it wasn't even about starting a topic about beauty standards or black women and etc. The real reason why you did that was for rage bait, because you know your music was flopping. Nobody was listening to what it is that you was putting out, and you thought it was a good idea to speak on a dark-skinned woman because you know it was going to be a topic of conversation. And if you got to do rage bait to promote yourself, then you really need to evaluate the type of content you're putting out to begin with, if I'm being honest. But anywho, I digress. Y'all have a blessed day.